onto the formation lap. Let me just get all the different things up. All right, so it looks like the order is, well, we already know the order, but Mookie and Carlos both choose to go onto the hard compounds, where the rest of the field goes onto the mediums. We have no soft runners here for today's race. This is as we would expect in a race like this. So, oh, Mookie's getting a little tail happy. Now that we have the audio sorted, I believe we should be good here. All right, yes, and we have two predicted strategies. It's going to be medium hard and medium hard. All right, and right before we get to the start, just want to... All right, sorry about that, guys. All right. Lights out. All right, looks like we had a good start from Fapa. Fapa. Oh, and a little bit of touch, and Mookie. Oh, we got 3 wide there. Fapa all the way up into first for just a second, but Mookie takes it back. We have Mason attacking back on Fapa, and it looks like he's going to actually get that spot. All right, it looks like he's still in front, so it's Mookie, Mason, Fapa, Salva. Oh, what the? We have a huge crash on Mason. And that's a virtual safety car here. Oh, it looked like a really good start for Mason. And now we have, after that huge accident, we have this virtual safety car out here. Faba being able to benefit the most from this now is in first. We have a Salva in second, so holds position. Sam in third, gets 4 positions there. Mookie drops all the way down to third because of that incident and will most likely come in. Maybe didn't take enough damage. Yeah, it looks like the damage is minimal, so stays out. We have Wiry doesn't gain a position. Miller goes up 2. Carlos goes down 1. And we know Carlos is pretty fast. Did a pretty decent lap, but is on the hards. Mookie is also on the hards, and that's probably what caused the issue. There's a little bit of difference in pace on these tires, and they both ended up collecting each other. All right, and looks like the safety car is off. Virtual safety car is off, and now they're going. So we're off to the races again. All right. Oh, what? Something just happened to Fappa. We're here. Miller looks like he's gone up to fourth now. We have Wiry doing good with the fastest lap. Oh, brakes a little late, but is able to hold it. So we have this little DRS train. Up in the front. Salva now holds first. There's Sam in second. Wiry in third. Miller in fourth. Oh, and Sam just crashes. And now it's all the way to Salva. And it's a virtual safety car again. So we have Salva, Wiry, Miller, Mookie, Carlos, Sam, Fappa. All right, and I have Mason here with us. He's gonna commentate with us for the rest of this race. If he joins us, that is. All right, so we have our second virtual safety car after a unforced error, essentially. We have Sam and Fappa both going in, so I'm assuming Fappa took damage when he made a mistake. And Sam as well, so there's just people making a lot of little mistakes here and there. Now we have Salva in first, and the race has started again. Virtual's off. What is this camera view? Oh, it looks like something's wrong with Miller's car. Carlos takes a drive-through, probably for speeding under virtual safety car, so just barely missing that. That's unfortunate. Oh, in the spin there, Wiry goes fastest. So Wiry is showing some pace here. I think as long as he holds stable and is consistent, it seems to be the issue with a lot of these people. Mookie has made up his position after that incident with Mason. And he's all the way up to second now. Carlos still has to serve that drive-through. We'll have to do it in 3 laps. So this is, I think, the second. All right, so we can see here that the I think a lot of these guys still have rust from the start of the season, so they're still not quite there yet. We have Sam and Fappa racing here. We'll keep an eye on the guys up front too. We have Miller on Mookie. Looks like he's actually getting ready to pass him. We're going to skip that one. Sam might still pass Fappa, but I think this one's more important. Wiry goes even faster with 129.240. Miller beats it with 127.961 and is about to pass Mookie here from the outside through turn 1. And he takes it. Now he's in second place. So it does look like Sam is still... Carlos goes into the pits. We have Sam here still in the back. Still trying to get past him. Trying to make up for that mistake. I think his controller messed up. Or he is DC'd now. So Carlos is up here. He's now on back of Salva. Both of these, I think both of these drivers made a mistake. Maybe Carlos didn't. Carlos is now on Salva. Oh, Carlos is now also looks like he's a ghost. Now looks like Miller's trying to make up time on Wiry, but Wiry is doing a solid job at holding pace. Does a 129.5, but Miller does a 127.596. Just showing his pace from the Champions Division. It's in substituting for now since this is a preseason race. And now we have Carlos DNFs out. And so Miller is gaining roughly 2 seconds every lap on Wiry. So should be on the back of him after this next lap. But maybe Wiry is now showing some pace. It looks like he's going a little bit faster than he was before in the prior laps. Looks like he's still on pace. We have Miller here facing Mookie, doing a really good job at staying with them, even with those hards. So going for the opposite, the alternative strategy over the rest of the grid. So we'll see where he falls out after the pits. Everybody pits. As we can see, nobody has the penalties. Only the back runners have pit. And they're all on roughly the same tires age. Alright, so he is now in the DRS zone. Oh, something happens to Wiry. And he just goes past him. Oh, but then he passes him right back. Not sure what happened there. Alright, it looks like we're back at it again. Miller right on the back of Wiry here. Does have DRS. We'll see if he'll be able to pass him or not. Not yet. And Mookie still about 4 seconds behind. As that gap gets bigger and bigger, we'll see if Mookie will be able to make up that time when they go into the pits. Because right now, he's just trying to mitigate the amount of time he will lose here. Alright, so I think Miller will be looking to pass on the DRS straight. It's right on the back of Wiry. Wiry's done a really good job so far to hold Miller. It looks like he might get taken here. He's really close, the closest he's been. It is not able to. So survives one more DRS zone. There's the next one right here. If he's able to hold him here, most likely will hold it all the way until the next lap. As long as he doesn't make a mistake. But he's really on him. Right on the back of him. Goes on the outside. And we miss. Okay, there we go. We're back with them. They're both still fighting. Mookie is now all the way down to 6 seconds behind. So that margin has increased. So even though Miller is on the back of Wiry, they have actually not lost that much time. And we can see that because Mookie hasn't been gaining any time here. Salva's holding position. Doesn't look like he's gaining. Fapa is also doing the same. Alright. And Salva takes a 3-second penalty here. So later in the race, that might actually affect him. Alright, it looks like Wiry might be feeling it, the pressure now. This is going to be the third lap where Miller's been right behind him. And it's not past him again. So Wiry's doing a really good job with the pressure here. Has not folded yet. Alright, looks like he's going to hold it for another. Alright, so Wiry's doing a good job here. Being able to hold Miller for a third lap. Alright. So Wiry's still holding. As long as he doesn't make a mistake here, should be able to hold. He's been holding really good all through these. He did show pace in qualifying. Maybe didn't have the best with, I think, he starting in 4th. But it's shown that his race pace is there. Been doing a solid 129. And now their gap from Mookie is at 10 seconds. So Mookie is losing a significant amount of time per lap. Might have a little bit of damage, which might be causing it. And we have Salva, looks like is actually shrinking his gap to Mookie, but they are on the opposite strategies. Mookie isn't gonna want to get stuck behind him though, so it's gonna want to fight that when Salva catches up to him. Won't want to let him through. Alright, and this is the lap, I believe, 4 of Wiry and Miller just together. Ooh, and look like Wiry went a little wide, but doesn't hurt him too bad. Alright, and looks like Salva goes into the pits to switch to the mediums and is gonna most likely try to extend that out, but might be just a medium hard into a medium maybe. Wait. Oh yeah, he started on medium, so he could extend this all the way to the end of the race. Should be able to. Oh, he's on the outside. Nope, doesn't look like he's gonna attack there. All right, and Wirey's doing a really good job here. Oh, Miller gets a little bit squirrely, probably just from the dirty air. Crossing some marbles, maybe. Oh, and Wirey goes in early. So Wirey goes in for a pit. Here we go. This is going to be his last pit, most likely. Won't come out again. Ooh, he holds himself there just a little bit longer than he wanted to. So the exit here is going to be a 20.4, which I think you could do about a 15. So did lose a little bit of time for that. Is might get passed by Foppa as well, which is this would hurt him a little bit. No, but stays out in front, so he's good. That's good. That's the only person he wanted to let through is Mookie. Mookie's the only one that should be his concern. Mookie's now 13 seconds almost 14 seconds behind Miller. And Miller here now in fresh air is doing a faster lap, but it's probably going to do the fastest lap unless he pits here. It's in sector 3. All right, last 2 corners here. But he does choose to pit, so he does pit. Is gonna trying to do the. Now let's see if Wirey is gonna be able to do this undercut on Miller. He had a really poor pit stop though. Might hurt him. Alright, it looks like Miller is coming out, but goes out onto soft, so he's looking to probably do another pit. So he's going for the medium soft strat. Or soft medium. Could go that way as well. So Mookie takes first position again. Miller in second. Comes out in front of Wirey by about 3.5 seconds. Foppa is right on the back of Wirey, and I believe he also pit. Yes, so everybody is pit besides Mookie at this point. Not sure if Foppa can make it to the end of the race, but is definitely cannot. 10 laps already on it, so we'll definitely pit again, most likely for mediums, maybe extend it for some sauce. Salva's the only one with a penalty. All right, and with that, Wirey is just now trying to just stay consistent. Has the gap below for passing Mookie here. Mookie actually is going to be in a concern of being passed because Foppa should be able to be in front. When he passes. Okay, so Mookie goes in right now. He's gonna go onto the mediums and extend this all the way to the end of the race, most likely. Maybe go for sauce if needs to take another pit. Does take a front wing, so was taking front wing damage, so maybe the pace will be there to make up all this time. So he's gonna come out behind Silva as well, but is on better tires. Sam comes in. Going to go on another set of mediums, most likely. Nope, goes on to the hards. He goes on the hard compounds. And that will extend all the way to the end of the race. Mookie is now all the way in 4th behind Salva. But is on the mediums. Should be able to catch them. Foppa is slowly losing time, but isn't losing a bunch from Wirey. And now we have Wirey and Miller. Miller will have to take a second pit. We'll need the gap of about 15 seconds, roughly, to be able to safely pit. But that doesn't always mean a guarantee of coming out in front.
Disconnected.
But we'll see. Wirey is trying to extend these tires all the way to the end of the race. And he does a 126.225. And Wiry does a faster lap than than before. Fappa takes a penalty and will most likely pit soon, I believe. Eventually. They're both in front of Mookie. Did Mookie make a mistake? Or is he just really that far behind? Thought that gap was a lot smaller. Maybe he made a mistake. Oh, he went into the pits for a second time. Or maybe he didn't. Not sure. I think I missed something, but... Alright, so we have... Salva looks like he might be catching Fappa fast here. Brought the gap all the way down to a 1.1. Salva is on newer tires. Fappa might want to consider pitting. He's gonna most likely lose this position. Maybe he's gonna try to fight it out. But Salva is, yeah, right on the back of him. His pace has been a lot faster. There he goes. Most likely won't attack here. Maybe on the next one. Yep. Stays on the outside. Tries to get a good exit. This exit's going to be very important. Oh, it looks like he has really good pace. But Fappa is defending it. And does defend it fully. Alright, so Salva is now on the back. Oh, here he goes. He goes on the inside. He does get the pass off. Maybe not the cleanest pass, but it was a pass nonetheless. Now he's going to have to defend going through the two DRS zones back here. That's most likely slowed him down a bit more than he wanted to. And now has to defend this. Where Fappa looks like he's going to attack already. Does attack him. I don't know who is in front going through that DRS zone. We'll find out here. Alright, so Fappa was in front for that. So looks like Salva is going to still get the pass back and will keep that position here. Now he's going to want to get away from him. Salvo is going to want to make a big enough gap so he doesn't have to defend like that. And Wiry takes first penalty here. Now has 3 as well. That might hurt him at the end of this race, depending on how close him and Miller are at the end. We're watching go. Fappa knows that he's been passed and is going to go pit. Most likely go onto the medium compound here. Should be able to extend to soft though if he chooses to. Nope, goes to the mediums, which is smart. This is a safer bet here. We'll keep an eye on Miller because he's on 5 laps on his tires. Now we have Salva in open air. And Mookie is having a bad time on these mediums, it seems like. And just losing significant amount of time over and over. Looked like he might have been fighting for one of the top spots, but it looks like Salva might have gotten himself back into it. It's a big gap. Even Fappa comes out in front of Mookie now, so this is an issue. And now it's looking more like Wiry or Miller, but Salva has been doing a really good second stint and is in range. If Wiry makes a mistake, has a chance. They both do have the same penalty, so they'll have to pass each other on track. They also have they pit on the same lap, so it'll be interesting to see what oh no, he pit 1 lap earlier than Wiry. And Miller is just up here in front. Extending these tires out, we'll most likely pit again in maybe 2 laps, 2 to 3 laps. Then Mookie trying to catch Fappa, but has been having a very bad second stint of the race and has moved all the way down to 5th from being all the way in 3rd and at first in before he pit. We have Salva shrinking that gap on Wiry, so Wiry is slowly getting caught. It might be too many laps for Salva to catch him. But anything could happen. One little error, one little mistake, and Salva could be in it. All right, Miller goes in and gets some new pair of softs here. He's gonna come out behind Wiry. Will he sneak in front? It looks like he should be able to sneak in front of Salva though. And does. Just barely. So now, with just 8 laps to go, we will see if Miller will be able to catch, should be able to catch Wiry pretty quickly. And since they are on such different compounds, he's on the softs and he's on the hards, should be able to pass him. But we'll find out. Salva's has done a really good second stint, has been slowly catching both these drivers, both Miller and Wiry. And as these tires warm up, we'll see if Wiry will be able to hold both of these drivers back. Just has to get to the end. He's been doing good, consistent laps. If he can keep holding that, should be able to win. Has to find a way to defend against Miller, though, on those softs, which will be hard. Fappa doing a good job fixing the mistake. Actually did a fast sector too. We have Salva now in DRS zone of Miller. Alright. Alright, so Silva here, now in the DRS zone. It looks like they're going to come into this corner. We'll see if Salva will be able to pass Miller up here, but still not quite close enough. And did not get DRS, looks like. Didn't get the DRS, so that's gonna hurt. We stuck behind them for another lap. I think they are still catching Wiry here. But we are running out of laps here. And Silva is on 10 lap old tires. He's probably feeling it. Not able to keep up with Miller on those softs. And the gap might start building here. So they are going faster. They are catching Wiry. The gap is now down to 4 seconds to 3 seconds. It bounces in. You can actually see him in the distance now. They're getting closer and closer each lap. All right. And it looks like Salva is still, it has DRS again, so that's good. And should get DRS in this next one. We'll see. Does have it. But because Miller is on such new tires, it's not able to pass them, but maybe is benefiting from the toe here. Because Miller is catching Wiry, which means Salva is also catching Wiry. Because that gap isn't going more than 2 seconds. It's staying in under a second to a second and a half. And then we are now coming in to the last 5 laps. Looks like Salva is struggling now though. Is out to a 1.3. But now all the way down to a 2.5. We're under 2.5 now on Wiry, so we are catching him. They are catching him every lap. At this pace, they will catch him before the last lap. It'll be maybe 3 laps or so. The race lap? Maybe it actually might be last lap. We'll see here. So we're coming into it. So everybody has a penalty at the top besides Miller. Miller is the only driver up there that doesn't. Mookie still doesn't have a penalty, but is all the way down in 5th. He's really been struggling. His gap from the leaders is now 40 seconds. So went from having a huge chance of winning and then just losing a lot of pace towards the end of that. All right, and we're on the 25th lap here. The gap now to Wiry is down to 1 second, almost into the DRS. Oh, and Salva, huge mistake. And just like that, loses the position. Loses his chance, his fighting chance. And with that, Miller is now on Wiry. Salva was not able to keep with them. Did really good job at holding that position for so long and gaining onto the on P1, but has that snap of that snap and just spins out. Here we go. We're going to go on to lap 26, and we have the repeat of what happened in the middle of the race, or the early in the race. where Wiry and Miller are now fighting again for P1. Oh, Wiry doesn't realize Miller's on the outside. They almost collide, but it's fine. Miller backs out. It's going to be very hard here for Wiry to defend this. It's the pace on this, on the softs are just very good. Alright. And Wiry doing a very solid race here. It's been driving really well. Had good solid pace. I think it's still running a very similar pace to when he was on the mediums. So it's actually driving equally as fast as when he was on the mediums. Oh, Miller looked like he wanted to take a peek to that corner. So very hard corners to try to pass somebody on. You usually want to wait for one of the DRS zones. There are a few other spots you can maybe pass through turn 1. But turn 1 is usually your best with the other 2 back straight DRS zones. Oh, and Wiry goes wide there, but gets back on the line. Salva goes into the pits, maybe gonna try to get fastest lap here. Does have the gap on Fappa. Let's see if he's got a big enough gap. Goes onto the sauce, so he's gonna be looking for doing a fastest lap here right at the end of the race. And should still be able to come out in front of Fappa, so will not lose a position for going into the pits. This is a huge bonus. We still have Miller and Wiry. Alright, Miller goes in the inside here and does take the position here. And now is in first. But Wiry has done a really good job here. Even if he gets second today, it was still a really good race. Has done a solid drive. So we can get it to the end of this race now because we're just 2 laps away. All right. We are on the second to last lap. Miller lets him through. Miller is from our champions division, so most likely we'll just maybe DNF or do something of that nature close to the end of this race. Just here to help all these drivers get warmed up, get ready. As we saw in this race, there's a lot of guys with rust still on there. These races will help them try to get back into racing condition where they're not making as many mistakes and so on. Salva doing a good job at, we'll see if he's going to be able to beat the fastest lap so far. Alright, Mookie goes into the pits now. Has not been enjoying those mediums, it feels like. All right, so here we go. We are on the last lap here. Wiry has done a solid job at keeping this pace up. All right, and as we expected, Salva does take the fastest lap with that late pit. But we're here coming into the last sector. We're about to finish sector 2 here. All right. Coming to the last 4 turns. All right, and we just got 2 more turns here. And because of those penalties, or not, because it looks like he is giving him the position here. So what a race. Wire did a solid job there. We have Salva here coming into the finish. Gets second and goes even faster with 126.122. And then Fapa comes in for third. I think he made a little mistake early into the race. Was able to get that last podium position. Bot looks like he's gonna take 4th. Mookie looks like he is trying to go for a fastest lap. But our race winner was Wire Race Supreme. And a solid race from him. The game also gives him the driver of the day. Way to go. Congratulations to Wiry Supreme. To Salva with second. And then obviously Fapa in third. Alright, and the order was Wiry, Salva, Fapa, Sam, Mookie, and then we had Carlos and Mason did not finish, with Miller getting the disqualification at the end of the race. Right there. And let's go to the other one. Oops. So that was a good race. Congratulations to Wiry for getting the Abu Dhabi preseason race. And I'm Stinky Juan of Delta Zero Productions. This was Champions Series Legends Division, and I will see you guys tomorrow for the Icons and Champions Division race in Abu Dhabi. Thank you.